What is going on, YouTube? I am Germ here. Another week of both the LEC and the LCS in the books. There's really so many different storylines going on in both Europe and North America right now. There is so many things I'm very, very excited to talk about throughout this week, and that's what we're going to be doing throughout the rest of this week. But today we're talking about kind of a combo story. We're taking the LEC, LCS, mashing them together for a little drama, a little, some drama that was rising up the ranks of Reddit, spilling over into Twitter, Twitch, all that stuff, regarding the most recent MSI situation, and Jankos kind of calling out, or at least some people are saying Jankos was kind of calling out North America, Evil Geniuses, and Evil Geniuses responding. This is going to be spicy. But first, a word from today's sponsor, and that is, of course, Prize Picks. All you got to do is pick over or under on player props to win up to 10x your cash. This is an awesome, simple, easy to use website and app you can get today in the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store. They have big payouts, 24/7 live support, and fast and secure withdrawals. Some of the picks I'm looking at for tomorrow are Shadow over 4.5 kills in the first two maps against OMG, or the first two games, and Kanavi under 7.5 kills against TT in the first two games. Now, if you guys want to make some picks of your own, definitely check out the first link in the description below. And Prize Picks is actually going to match your first deposit up to $100, which is a very, very awesome deal. And I appreciate them, for giving such an awesome deal to you guys, for supporting me as well. And I hope you guys check them out and support them. With that being said, let's get right into today's video. This is the Reddit post we are talking about. This is what has kind of stirred up all this controversy and drama. And this is interesting in a lot of ways. 2,500 upvotes. This is very big. You can see the title here. Jankos boot camping with NA teams is the worst idea of our lives, and confirms that EG did not want to scrim or practice against G2 during MSI boot camp. And what you guys have to know is there's so many levels to every piece of content that gets put out. And there was also, just from this Reddit post and this clip, there was so many different media organizations. I want to say Dot. I don't know if Deserto or anything like that, but I'm pretty sure for sure I saw an article on Dot, taking this post and taking this Twitch clip and running with it. But there's also going to be people who just see this Reddit post, just see the title, and already start flaming. Anything EU against NA is going to get flamed. There's going to be people that are like, hold up, EG got 0-6'd by G2. Why are EG not scrimming with them? Shouldn't they want to scrim with them a lot? There's other people being like, oh no, EG should want to scrim with LPL and LCK teams. Even if they went 0-6 to G2, LPL and LCK are still better. They should still want to go with them. There's going to be people coming at Jankos being like, why are you saying boot camping with NA is the worst idea of your lives? You guys both just lost in the semifinals of MSI. You guys both just got 0-3'd. I think EG and G2 finished with very similar records at the end of Rumble. North America did very similarly to EU at the last World. There's going to be all different kinds of stuff going on. Then, of course, there's going to be people who actually watch the clip like we're about to do. And then, hey, this is a rare thing here on this channel. You guys know I'm not a big fan of context. I'm not a big fan of, giving you guys the whole scoop, the whole story. I try and zoom in on little tiny parts and twist the stories and twist the news, all that stuff. But I'm actually going to zoom out a little bit as well and give you guys the full context of this clip, which I actually think explains even more of this. So first, we are just going to play this regular clip here and see what Jankos has to say, see what this clip's all about, see what this drama has in store for us.
But boot camping with an A team sounds like the worst idea of our lives. So we will see, I guess. I think the best practice you can get is against Asian teams anyway, so.
It's fair.
I mean, I cannot imagine going and boot camping against NA teams. That just sounds wrong. Of course, it's not completely useless because team like Evil Geniuses is not gonna be much worse than European teams, right? So you can still get pretty decent games with them, but I don't know about other NA teams, first of all. And second of all, Evil Geniuses did not want to scrim us during MSI. I don't know why. But Evil Geniuses went 0-6 or 0-7 against us, I think 0-6, and they didn't want to play against us in team practice. I have no clue why.
So obviously, Jankos throwing some shade at NA in a couple different ways there. One saying, hey, we don't want to go scrim against NA teams. They're maybe EG, they're not going to be much worse than other EU teams, which is weird. Okay, if EG went to Europe, they would be one of the best teams in Europe, just like they were one of the best teams in NA, just like they went to MSI and had a very similar record to G2. So especially at this point in modern League of Legends, coming off of last Worlds, where again North America had a better win-loss record at this previous Worlds than Europe. And people say, oh, it's just because Fnatic imploded or whatever. Like, okay, whatever. Cloud9 beat Rogue in a group. North America and Europe both had one team make it out. They both got 3-0 in the quarters. It's not like the LEC is way better. It's not like you can even make much of an argument that they are better. Yes, G2 had a crazy run of World Finals and semis and Fnatic going to finals. That hasn't happened. That didn't happen last year. That they didn't make some crazy run at MSI. Like, at this point, EU and NA are pretty similar. Now, could you make an argument that Europe is maybe deeper and maybe the middle to lower tier teams are better? You could make that argument, but it's not based off of anything. It's just based off you watching the games. Like, we've never gotten to see, the 5th place team in Europe take on the 6th place team in North America or anything like that. And yes, some of the bottom tier teams in North America suck, but hey, I've also had to watch SK and, Astralis, even though they're a little bit better this split, and Misfits right now looks absolutely horrible. Like, there's good, middle, and bad teams in both Europe and NA. So I think it's still a little bit weird, all the stuff Jankos is saying. Then, of course, obviously him at the end saying, hey, EG didn't want to scrim us. We 0-6 them. They didn't want to scrim us. It's not exactly what he's saying, but I can see how people are taking that and saying, oh, G2 is beating up on EG so much that EG was just like, nah, fuck that. We're not going to scrim them anymore. Even though it's not what Jankos is saying, but you could, kind of maybe infer that from this. And that's definitely what people were doing. But if we zoom out a little bit, if we take the whole clip, here is some of what he's saying, and then we're also going to get further context and a little bit more drama on this one as well. So here's what Jankos was even talking about.
Are you gonna stay in EU for boot camping or go to NA? So I would like to go to Korea, but I don't think my team would like to go to Korea. I think a lot of people in my team didn't like Korea that much last time. I mean, a lot. I guess mostly Targo, I think, was not that happy. And I'm not sure about Flacket, I don't think so. So there is a chance that we will stay in Europe and play here. Or maybe we are gonna even go early to NA. But boot camping with NA team sounds like the worst idea of our lives. So we will see.
So that's just what he's saying. He's saying if we have the option of, obviously Worlds is going to be in NA, assuming they make it to Worlds. He's just saying between the three options of going to Korea, which maybe Targamas and Flockhead didn't like. Obviously, I'm assuming Jankos liked a lot, getting to hang out with Plumie and everything. Or staying in Europe or going to North America. He's saying, hey, that would maybe be the worst decision of our lives out of, the 3 or 4 options, China, Korea, Europe, North America. Obviously, North American solo queue, probably the worst. Maybe with Champions queue, maybe it's the best solo queue, especially if all the international players are here and stuff. But then definitely what he's saying in terms of being able to scrim the other teams and stuff. Would you rather scrim middle to lower North American teams, EU teams, whatever? I don't know, but just wanted to give you kind of the full context of that. He's just saying he's obviously talking about going to Worlds, all that stuff. But then, as far as him calling out Evil Geniuses and saying Evil Geniuses didn't want to scrim us, he doesn't know why. Why did they not want to do that? That's annoying, and kind of making this beef going on and stuff. And especially when people are being like, hey, the Western team should be building each other up. They shouldn't be kind of stabbing each other in the back and doing weird stuff like that. Peter Dunn actually reached out and responded on Twitter, and I thought this was very interesting. He said maybe Jankos should fact check before giving interview like he did. And obviously, Peter Dunn, or right off the bat, people are saying, hey, Peter Dunn doesn't really know what he's talking about. This wasn't from an interview. This was just from Twitch chat or whatever. And I know Peter Dunn was like, hey, well, it's his Twitch chat interviewing him. Some people agree, disagree with that, whatever. But he probably saw this on some news outlets or media outlets or whatever for esports. But Peter Dunn does clarify. He says, we don't scrim G2 before group stage because we are the same group and we have LPL, LCK to scrim. He's talking about the first group stage. I can't even remember what it's called anymore. Not the Rumble stage, but whatever's before, the Rumble stage. Maybe it's called the group stage. I don't know. G2 and EG were in the same group. LPL was in another group. LCK was in another group. So, hey, yeah, you don't scrim teams from your own group. That's basic. That's normal. Then he says, second, we had to cancel G2 once before Rumble because of last-minute Riot content commitments that G2 had on the same same day as well. He goes on to say that there's a 2-day gap between Rumble and semis. We chose to take one light day after 5 days of games back to back to back for solo queue and 1-to-1 work into Scrim T1 on the other day, in addition to Riot content. Very annoying to read stuff like this when we even booked G2. Then Peter Dunn then does say, hey, okay, fine, I got baited by some drama post on Reddit, then started spreading as real news through esports outlets. Again, like I said, I did see this on like .esports or whatever. He said he's going to leave the original tweet up because context matters. Nothing against Jankos. Do have something against people who use small things like this to shit on EG and NA. And that's what I think the bigger point is. Jankos is definitely saying some negative things about EG, some negative things about NA. And that just is always going to get those EU versus NA guys going. It's going to get them fueled up. There's going to be so many arguments. That's never going to end, no matter who does better at Worlds or who does what, yada, yada, yada. EG, I think, in everyone's eyes, proved they can stand toe-to-toe with the best teams in the world. They took a game off T1. G2, yes, they looked great at sometimes too, but hey, they still got 3-0 in the semifinals, right? Like, I don't know. It's just super weird. But yeah, this was kind of a big story going on today. In the end, it doesn't really seem like it's any drama. It doesn't seem like it's anything crazy. Yanko says they canceled scrims. We don't know why. Peter Dunn explains why. Hey, we had Riot content to do. G2 had content to do as well. He, kind of goes on to say it was like a mutual canceling of the scrims. Maybe that's something Jankos didn't know about. Maybe not. I don't really know. Whole weird story. But at the end of the day, I don't think it's that big of a deal. I don't think it's really going to mean anything going forward. It'll be interesting to see if G2 makes it to Worlds. If they do, it'll be interesting to see if they decide to go to Korea, stay in Europe, come to NA, and what all the other teams do as well, and then how those different teams, perform as they, get to North America sooner, kind of get acclimated to being in the States and the queue and the time zones and all that stuff, or maybe getting better practice somewhere else in the world. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. Had to get this little drama video out to you guys. Pretty much it for this one today. Definitely drop a like if you did enjoy it. I would appreciate that so much. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. You think this was interesting, stupid drama? Do you think Jankos is right, Peter Dunn? I don't know. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Or you can just say EU, NA, whatever. Get your little banter going. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe, save today, and all my latest content. Hope we catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.